and that's why they choose to ban out the Harif this time round. And they still have a bit more lockdown with the Barats, a bit more AoE control. They also throw in the Paramis. So Drop looking a little bit more stable, less greedy on the side of MPL SG, whereas for Explorer, back to safety picks, back to what they're comfortable on, especially on the game.
So the way that Impunity is working out for now is just quickly clear out the wave in the middle and then try to disrupt the farm that Explorer have got for themselves instead of immediately pushing Reminiscent into the blue buff, because I think that from their own playstyle just now and for a few times, Explorer has been trying to bring out the Popol and Koopa to constantly harass in the opponent's jungle. So I do think that Impunity is trying to go for a little bit more adaptive gameplay to ensure that they do not get harassed out of this world while they are trying to get themselves that blue buff. So I like what they have got so far. Rum currently with the back against the wall, the rotation is going to be the one thing that keeps Ram onto his feet and of course bringing him down almost immediately. Miku! Oh man, a little bit greediness coming from the side of Impunity, while Explorer has gotten 2 easy kills for themselves. That is going to help them a little bit when it comes to securing the turtle.
Miku playing very aggressively on this support mage of his on the Matilda. I mean, if it was a DD, I would be fine with it, but you have to remember you're playing with Matilda, you can't really respawn on the spot. So I think Miku, a little bit of desperation there, trying to catch out Monchichi in the mid lane, but that didn't really pay off too well. But, good thing for Explorer, they are
kind of like an all or nothing kind of thing for him.
Yeah,
you don't care if he's dead, but it's going to make a big deal if Monchichi dies. Well, the turtle now is going to be taken down by Impunity. Surprisingly though, I thought that it would be an easy turtle down for the side of Explorer. Now Impunity getting the turtle for themselves is going to help them tally out the total net worth for both sides a little bit easier and a little bit simpler. So they are back on square one. Right, the movements coming from Impunity has been to ensure that they get the objective. Same thing, they also head down for the objective likewise. Paramis is ready to do whatever that he can to drop down his ultimate in the very event that they come up with a huge battle. While Explorer, eye for an eye, ensures that they bring down the first tier turret at the top as well.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
Ebo on this Loy now being the pacemaker of Explorer, just trying to speed up the rotation coming in from the challengers. Well, I say challengers, but at the end of the day, both teams now looking to stay alive in the playoffs. 1 game each. Remember, Abstract, whoever loses this game 3 will be sent packing home.
Yikes. That is a brutal truth, right? Everyone's games is on the line here. They need to ensure that they play this well, and this early game is going to be the true testament as to how the game is going to unfold later on, as we do have the rotation trying to land right on top of Takeaway, but unfortunately it does seem like the holy healing from the side of Takeaway is going to get himself a decent amount of heal, but even without it, he should still be alive from all of that, right? Monchichi trying to go for the Death Sonata, didn't quite land most of it all. Did manage to land once, but here we go. The diversion that's going to be popped up from the side of Explorer while Yu Zhong breaks into the Black Dragon form to ensure his quick getaway. Of course, the Meteor Shower from Raibi is just going to be pushing Rum away from every single part of the team fight, or rather, you're trying to get a kill over there, but nothing came into fruition, right? Impunity, they're playing very conservative. They do not want to go on. They do not want to overextend after what has been displayed in the first 2 minutes.
Question here. Now that Bento has got that collector skin on the Yuzong, is it still called the Black Dragon form, or is it the Red Dragon form? Yeah, it's a tough question, right?
It is a tough question. But I think for the flair, from now on I'm gonna call whoever uses the serpent skin, I'll call them the Red Serpent. Red Serpent form.
Yeah, that's true, that's true.
Let's work with that.
It looks a lot more apt, right? The name looks a bit...
There's more flair into it, and it gives them more reason to buy that collector skin.
Oh yes, it does look very safe here. Even for me, as a non-Ito player, I definitely do want that skin. But let's not get too carried away with the skin talking there. Just a little bit mesmerized by Moontan's greatest artwork just yet. Or in my opinion, the greatest skin as of now. But Coming back into the game, Impunity SG trying to wrestle back a bit of a control. Looking to dive right onto Dora there. Pebble dropping really low for the Blood Sonata.
Nice, Ryby.
Not Blood Sonata, but Monchichi is onto the other side of the map. They're trying to use some sort of long range assault, but they do catch Bento out once again, using the Red Serpent to run out. He's looking to come back in, but no way in as Faramis is nearby. And we're so vigilant to make sure that he has his ultimate pop in case his teammates do go down.
It does seem like things are working pretty well for Explorer, right? They have about 1,000 gold lead. They are pushing out a bit here and there. They are controlling the waves, whatever that they can and however that they want. Whenever the lanes is overpushed, they would then expend whatever that they can to ensure that their middle lane turret is untouched. And that is probably their main gameplay here. They would want to go for a later game kind of composition whereby Monchichi is able to deal a heck a lot of damage, while Bento is able to sustain himself in the middle lanes, while Ryby and Pebbles deals out the rest of the burst damage in terms of magical damage. So it's going to put Impunity on the spot. Do they go for physical defenses first, or do they go for magical defenses first? Unless they go for Brute Force Breastplate.
Yeah, I think magical defense would definitely be something a little more important, but notice that Ryby actually just used the Meteor Shower. So Impunity SG, if they do want to take a fight, now would be the chance. Bento now sticking around. His ultimate up on form. I'm just going to call it back to Black Dragon form, but here we go. The Black Dragon form being onto the backline. Dora coming in, but where is the count outer? They don't even need it. They're just going to burst down Dora within a slight of second. Now Bento onto the sideline, and here we go. The count outer will come up, but he's going to lock him down enough. No, it is a Bento with the lifesteal coming back in, but Soren just again gonna pull him back. Miku coming in from the sideline, the Matilda coming in as well. Those spirits will do a lot of damage. And talking about a lot of damage, Loi bursted down in a second. Poof! And the dirt is gone.
Pop goes the Weasel, buddy. Pop goes the Weasel. And now, Impunity, after getting 3 kills for themselves, they should be relatively confident in pushing out this turret right in the middle. But the thing is, they, in terms of net worth, is not a major lead that Impunity has at all. In fact, the lead is still towards Explorer, and that is rather puzzling. While Impunity is going to head themselves all the way up north to try to bring down this turret, and if they manage to, I think that is going to be quite a bit of gold that's just going to be pocketed for themselves.
It looks like it's going to be a trade on both sides, but Bento caught in a tough spot. They try to catch him out. We do have Rafaela going to use the ultimate there to stun up Bento, but no follow-up action. Meanwhile, Rum being sent alone on a split side mission. He's trying to delay as much time as possible. Use the flicker to get out of trouble. So-called missiles going to miss onto Dora, but the Death Sonata coming out from Monchichi will pick Rum out.
And here we go, Explorer pushing all the way down in the bottom lane, while Impunity SG decided to take down their first tier turret in the middle lane. So in terms of control, it does seem like it is relatively on par. But which one, actually, if I'm gonna pop the question, 2 turrets, one, okay. We'll hold that thought for a little bit, as it does seem like the Red Serpent is receiving quite a bit of damage, and the Red Serpent form is not going to do quite a lot for themselves, as now they are going to back off as most of the ultimates has been expended. But back to the question, would you prefer to have 2 first tier turrets down, or would you rather have 1 lane's first and second turret down?
It's a very tough question, but I'm going to go with 2 tier 1 turrets. Reason being, when that middle turret goes down, you open up a lot of the map, especially for Impunity SG, right? You look at Explorer, they have very squishy heroes. They cannot afford to get caught out. And speaking about cutting out, Bento getting pulled back. Pebble in a very bad spot on this Loi. He's going to use the flicker to back out just now. But Reminiscent already securing the lot, and Ryby going to be forced to use the Meteor Shower. They might be able to catch Soren over there. Even before he lays the Caught Altar down, that is such a huge deficit for Impunity SG, but they're still pushing right through. They want to do enough burst damage, but Dora now sticking right on top of that Koopa will bring down Takeaway. And now Impunity SG going to submit into a slight defeat. Will have to back off and just defend this one up. A little bit too greedy for Impunity there, pushing away, or rather pushing the issue even after Soren goes down. And more importantly, Soren didn't manage to pop that Caught Altar in time.
Right, he got bursted down almost immediately, and that is probably the game plan that Explorer is looking out for. But this is something that can only happen in the early stages of the game. Once we reach out to the mid stages, or perhaps even the late stages, Soren would have a lot of allowance to bring down the Cult Altar and ensure that the rest of his team is able to reap the benefits of it and try to play as offensive as they want to. And speaking of offensive, they're jumping right onto Dora. His HP all the way down to less than half HP. They force Ryby to use up the Meteor Shower, and now they don't have a Meteor Shower to translate over to the next part of the game. And it does seem like the next part is going to be a steady push down into the bottom lane.
They're going to surrender that blue buff back to Explorer's hands, but more importantly, look at the split push coming from Barat at the top. That's going to put a bit of pressure there, while the rest of the members going onto the bot lane. So that's going to drag Explorer down as well. Look at that, Impunity SG kind of just controlling the fight as of now, but Miku going onto the back line. They managed to burst down Pebble. Without the lure, is it enough? Well, it does look to be good enough for now. Cloud Altar being laid down in time. He's just going to die for more. He's trying to make use of that ultimate that he does. He's going to go down, but he's going to come back up instantly. Rum onto the side lane, but it might be a little bit too late. That being said, though, Impunity SG, despite losing this team fight, is just getting slightly more map control every single time. And hence why, even though Explorer is up in terms of kills and net worth, you have that slight feeling that Impunity SG is still controlling the game.
Especially team fights, right? You know, especially team fights.
Yeah,
they can still control team fights, because even if Explorer kills off every single one of Impunity's lineup, they still have to deal with whoever got revived from the Cult Altar. And now, speaking of Cult Altar, it is not going to be dropped down in favor for takeaway. They're going to be jumping on the next one. Miku immediately busted down. Reminiscent going to be immediately busted down as well. It does seem that Cult Altar did not come in right on time. They're the only one that revives it all is going to be Soren, but Rum spits out all the goo and damage onto the side of Pebble. Dora and Pebble is now dead. Banto is dead as well. Rum. He's just eating every single one of that Meteor Shower. And that is going to be a wipeout in favor for Explorer. And that is going to be a free Lord in favor for themselves, because Monchichi, he's alive throughout the entire fight.
Yeah, a little bit greedy gameplay coming from Impunity. After losing the Rafaela, they still tried to push for a fight. And here we have, you know, a very massive fight coming up from both. And the Cult Altar was laid out in time, but unfortunately, it was only Soren that did manage to benefit from that. A really good comeback, I would say, in some sort, you know, being able to bring down not only one, but, you know, sort of set up a kill for Rum, who used the missile expert to get the kill onto Bento, but you know, he had to cancel his Daytona's welcome because he knew he couldn't sustain through the burst damage of Ryby's Meteor Shower as well as Monchichi's Grandeur shots there. But here we go, Rum once again caught in the middle. Is it enough though?
It does seem like Rum did manage to get himself away, but they have to surrender the first tier turret in the middle lane. Explorer is just holding Impunity by the scruff of their neck, and we do have the diversion popped up by Explorer as they are gonna be backing the Lord as he slowly makes his way down to the bottom. No charge. Oh yeah, there we go. The charge right onto the bottom lane turret. The Meteor Shower coming from the side of Ryby definitely did manage to deal a decent amount of damage. Here we go. The Red Serpent coming from Bento just gonna be circling around. Would this finally be the game? Would this be the game? Miku coming from behind. Circling Eagle didn't do anything. The Lord goes down. It's gonna be 4v4. No, 4v3. 5v3 actually. Make that 5v3.
It could be game.
Whoa! That's the game. That's the game! As Impunity gets completely wiped out by Explorer. All of the talent predictions have been thrown right off the windows as Explorer took them. The game number 2 and Impunity has been sent home.
Look at that, they look more surprised than us. They were like, we just did it? We just knocked Impunity SG out of the playoffs.
Holy!
Take a bow, gentlemen. Despite everything that was piled up against them, all the prospect prediction, I've never been so happy to be wrong. I am totally true.
Oh my god, goodness.
One team fight was all it took, and both times it started with catching someone out, and that is none other than the Rafaela. Rafaela had to flicker onto the back line, tried to get away, but then we saw the black